This is Mindset with your host, inspirational speaker and author, Jerome Bowser.
Hello, and welcome to Mindset. I want to encourage you today to live your best life ever. And if that's been something that you want occurring in your life, you've come to the right place. Our topic is the initial principle for getting your life back. It all starts when you clean out your life. One of my fondest memories of my life was my childhood experiences living with my grandparents. My parents had a brief marriage, and my mother and I ended up living with my grandparents. I was a little guy at the time, and we lived in the ghettos of New York City in Harlem. And we had a lot of love in that house. We may not have had a lot of money, but we did have a lot of love and a lot of fun. And I enjoyed spending the time with my grandparents. They built a whole foundation for me that I lived with forever. I remember my grandfather used to smoke a pipe, and he smoked a particular aromatic blend of tobacco. As he smoked it, the resin built up in the pipe, and it intensified the flavor. But at some point, eventually, it turned increasingly bitter, signaling that it was time for a cleaning. I remember watching Papa clean his pipe. It was a process. He first had to separate the stem from the bowl. Then he would scrape the residue that built up inside of the bowl. And then next he would use pipe cleaners to clear a path from the mouthpiece to the stem. But sometimes the stem was so clogged that the pipe cleaner couldn't get through. He then had to work the pipe cleaner from both ends until he can remove the clog. But if that didn't work, he would have to replace the whole pipe stem. I wanted to tell you that story because in reminiscing about this, it made me realize that for many people, life can be the same way. Sometimes life gets clogged and doesn't function correctly. It becomes difficult to enjoy, and the flavor just isn't there. You can't get the satisfaction out of it, and life starts to taste bitter, and there's no pleasure in what you're doing. Perhaps you find yourself in this predicament today, and if you do, I have a very strong suggestion for you. Clean out your life. Now you may ask, how do I clean out my life? Well, just like my grandfather knew it was time to clean his pipe, you have to know when it's time for you to make a change. When your life seems stagnant, routine, and dreadfully repetitive, that's a good indication that it's time for you to clean out your life. It's been my experience that a great number of people aren't living life. They're only reacting to life. Don't waste your time and energy reacting to life. Take control and start living on your own terms. As a matter of fact, I've got something I believe is absolutely mind-blowing. You ready for this? If your life experiences sound similar to what I just described, it's possible that the life you're presently living isn't the life you were supposed to live, but the manifestation of a reacted life. Instead of knowing that you have the power to make a change, your mindset adapted this alternate adoptive life as real life. And you don't address this and reverse this, these adapted experiences will not only seem real to you, but will also create negative memories which could last a lifetime. You'd be literally going through life with repressive memories that aren't even your own. If your life is following that pattern, then you're essentially living a lie, a substitute life, an adaptive life, and you're struggling with life unnecessarily. It's as if you're living someone else's existence. It's easy to fall into a pattern of merely reacting to whatever comes your way, letting life push you around like a leaf in the wind. But guess what? You are not a leaf. You are an empowered human being capable of creating the life you desire. So stop waiting for things to happen and begin to make them happen yourself. How? Well, you can start by doing this. Number one, getting rid of toxic relationships, negative energies, and self-doubt that hold you back. Number two, you can start by embracing the power of decluttering. Spiritually, physically, and mentally, make space for growth and new opportunities. And the third thing you can start by is harnessing your strength, taking charge of your life, and start shaping your destiny. Remember, it's now or never. Go on. Grab life by the horns with both hands and roar loudly, paving your own path towards success. That's the reason why a lion is my logo, to roar loudly and pave my own path to success. Clean out your life. I'm going to say something to you right now that I'm asking you to really consider. I mean, really think about this next statement. The biggest challenges in life is to be yourself in a world that is trying to make you like everyone else. There is a very distinct difference between living life and reacting to it. Life, all by itself, has something for you. An alternate plan filled with anxieties, pain, troubles, uncertainties, inconsistencies, and confusion. But living life is an art form that requires courage, passion, and self-awareness. It means taking control of one's own destiny, making conscious decisions based on personal values and ambitions. Those who live life don't react to external circumstances. They shape their reality through deliberate actions and thoughtful choices. They understand that life is not a passive experience, but rather an opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and fulfillment. Living life demands embracing challenges head-on, pushing boundaries, moving mountains, and constantly seeking new experiences. It entails setting goals and pursuing them relentlessly with unwavering determination. So don't settle for a mere existence dictated by circumstances. Are you listening to me? Don't settle. Do not settle for a mere existence dictated by your situations, circumstances, or conditions. Instead, choose right now to break free from the chains of reaction and seize each day with boldness as the architects of your own destiny, the designer of your own thoughts, the composer of your own songs, and the author of the book of your life. Be the one who determines how your life should be lived, and then live it. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." Are you tired of living the life someone else has made for you? I know that you are. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Are you ready to live the life you want to live? What if I told you that there's a way to reverse this whole process, that you can actually take control of the situation and begin living your life? That once you realize your life's truth, your whole world will change. You can take control of your life if you master your mind. You can have a different state of awareness, and you can flip the script on how life and even people perceive you. You can create a new perception of yourself, a secured assurance and confidence that exudes self-control and empowers your life. You can be what you want to be if you clean out your life. And if you reach this point, you must come to the conclusion that this doesn't feel like real life. Always in turmoil, always in some forms of arguments or disputes, trouble coming from all ends and sides, missed opportunities, you're drinking and drugging out of control, and on and on and on you go on the merry-go-round of a substitute life. Are you ready to get to the bottom of this situation? Then resolve it in your mind that you refuse to continue going on another day like this. I mean, actually say that statement to yourself out loud. I refuse to continue going on another day like this. Repeat it as often as necessary. Be determined to clean out your life right now. In order to do this, you will have to work on both ends of your life in order to get it right, just like my grandfather's pipe. This can happen in 3 decisive steps. Make this part of your reconstruction strategy. On one end, which we would call your past life, you have to come to terms with your past, admitting once